you and what's happening and what can we expect today?
Well, a very good morning to you, Simpiwe. And like you said, 200 farmers are going to benefit from this. You know, we've been walking around and looking at some of the produce that farmers have brought here to show what they can produce in this particular area. I'm just going to rope in the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, Sihle Zikalala, before he goes and gives his maiden speech. Premier, let's just go straight into it. Obviously, this is very important for 200 farmers. We've seen COVID-19 absolutely destroy farmers, during the pandemic, but also during the week of unrest that we had in KZN. Talk to us about this initiative.
This is our annual plan where we support the farmers. This year we have to intensify it because of your unrest that we saw in the COVID-19. We are reaching to all farmers in KwaZulu-Natal, especially subsistence farmers and those who are emerging, providing them with implements, the seeds, fertilizer, so that they will be able to plant. We are encouraging that we should use agriculture, not only to produce food for ourselves, but sell, including ensuring that we work through cooperatives or enterprises that becomes more of the business that is viable. So we would want to turn your rural communities who are involved in agriculture, we want to turn them into running viable vehicles that supply food to various food outlets as well as retail stores.
Now, Premier, for the better part of this year and last year, you have been punting to communities within their respective places here in KZN and areas, and they need to start ploughing the fields. And this is something that you've said in many of your speeches, but also you've gone to many of the areas, especially those who are living under the breadline, just saying that, here are seedlings. We as government are aiding you and assisting you plough back to the fields. What can you say to those who are, reluctant to farm or don't see the purpose of it?
We would want to look at those who are now supplying the government market. There are those who are supplying government market through our district development agencies. For instance, here in Utugela, the district development agency is working with farmers in communities, in rural areas, and they are now supplying in various shops, including government departments, Department of Social Development, for instance, for their food, for their social relief program. They source from different district agencies. So this is not just to say it's a backward thing. It is something that helps people to sustain their livelihood and to live on, but it is a business for our communities.
Thank you so much, Premier. Well, Sim, that was the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, Sihle Zikalala, just, saying that it's important for the many people in the communities, especially those who find themselves, living under the breadline, to plough the fields, to take up farming, and to be able to produce produce. And I just want to, Nomhle, if I can just ask you just to walk with me and show you back at home some of the produce that farmers here in Tugela have been ploughing and have been able to sustain themselves. You can see cabbages, you can see even beetroot juice, I'm seeing spinach. There's even animals here as well that they have been selling, see chickens, but many of the produce are vegetables and, stuff that you can cook with, and even making their own chutneys. And, we're living in KwaZulu-Natal, so we like our chilies, and I see chili sauce as well as many vegetables. And, the Premier is saying there back that, people need to take up farming as a means to try and produce food within their communities, to also assist their particular communities, but also to help them with their livelihoods. So if they're not working, this is what they can take up. It is entrepreneurship. It is a way in order to sustain themselves, but also the communities within that they reside. So 200 farmers in Piwa are going to be benefiting from this. They're going to be aided. We're going to hear the Premier speaking more in depth as to how exactly that's going to happen, and also speak to farmers and ask them how has it been during the unrest, but also during the COVID-19 pandemic that has rocked the farming industry. Simpiwe, back to you.
Okay, Jayde, chat to you soon. Thank you so much for that update. That was a reporter in KwaZulu-Natal, Jayde Paulse, has just given us an update on the farming season, which has just started, and Premier there is there to oversee the process in Bergville in Tugela.